Welcome to Small Steps. My name's Seth Potts and I want to show you how to use AutoCorrect for shorthand data entry. So when we think of AutoCorrect, typically we're thinking of misspelled words, commonly misspelled words in how Microsoft Word or any of these other programs that now have the AutoCorrect will go ahead and just type in the correct thing for us when we do that. Now, it actually has a pretty impressive library of words saved in here, and we'll get to that here in a second where you can actually look at that. But we're going to use AutoCorrect in a bit of a different way here. You can always go in and add words that you misspell all the time, or if you capitalize multiple letters. However, whatever your issue is that you recognize that you want something to autocorrect, you can go and set that however. So you can add to their library. We're going to use that functionality to be able to add just a small couple letters or whatever we want to autocorrect to an entire formula with the equal sign and all. So what I have here is a couple of date and time fields. So I have a couple systems that will pull the date and time all crammed together with a year at the beginning, and it's just kind of an ugly format in my opinion, and it's not one I like to work with often. So I typically in Access or whatever I'm using, I have a way of separating that out and putting it in the format that I want. So what we're going to do here, these two formulas, this top one's going to pull out the date and the bottom one's going to pull out the time. Now I was going to do that all together in this, but there is a limit on how long of a formula or text you could put in for it to autocorrect to. So these together did not meet that criteria. So we're going to separate that out. So this top one here, this offset indirect address row is, if I'm doing this one time, I'm not going to need all this. What this portion of it that I have to put in here multiple times, what that's going to do is reference the cell to the left of wherever I'm typing, and that way I can use this anywhere on the sheet. So first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and copy this. So this will be the date one. The two ways I can get to the autocorrect, I can hold Alt and then press T and then A, or I can go up to File and Options and Proofing, and then the button right here, autocorrect options. This is what's going to pull up. So kind of like I mentioned, here's this library, and you can kind of scroll down and see everything, but these are all the words that they have misspelled in here that they have taken upon themselves to correct for us. At the top there's a couple interesting things, just things you could type in to get symbols as well. So it's kind of fun to look through. So what we're going to do, we already copied that, so we're going to paste that over here. So this is that entire formula for pulling the date out of that format that I get in on a regular basis. And I put the equal sign in the beginning here as well. So this is kind of like concatenating, so I'm just going to put CONC, and then this one's a date. So CONCD, that is going to be what I can type in to get this formula. So I'll add that to it and click OK here. So I'm going to go ahead and CONCD, the one I just put in, and when I press enter, it's looking at the cell to the left of that, and it automatically pulls that out. And at this point, it is just a formula like any other, so any references like that would work. It still has all that in there, but I can just, like I said, I could just drag that down, and it's going to pull that anywhere. So UNCD. So even over here, just showing that it'll do that from anywhere on the sheet. Now we're going to go ahead and do the time in as well. And in this reference, it has this -2, means 2 columns over. So I have it specifically where it'll we want to do these with the date and then the time. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to press Alt T then A. And it'll go straight to this. So let's paste that in there. That is the second one. And then let's do that CONC again with T. So, and you can see on here, the one that I've already added in, CONCD, is going to autocorrect to that. Let's add that in as well. Now let's test it out. Equals CONCT. Oh, I'm sorry, I do not need that equal sign actually. CONCT. And it pulls the timeout. So now, real quick, whenever I open this up and I'm working with this data, I can just type in those quick little shortcuts, and it'll take care of all that for me. If you found this tutorial helpful and would like to see more, click like and subscribe. The next video coming up is going to be over Excel printing tips and tricks.